Hey, good afternoon. It's Sunday, October 5th at 12:05 p.m. Um, so I was doing some work with trying to understand the differences between how to write certain functions, features and functions in Copilot, GitHub versus AMP. Both very cool tools. I like them both. And so I built a sort of quick look at what are the differences and some key things that I think are differentiators. So AMP is from SourceGraph, and it's for people that tend to write code for a living. Same with GitHub from Copilot. They're just some different things. So I picked a few things. How do we think about autonomous reasoning and task execution? And by the way, this has a lot to do with memory, context, and other things. So AMP plans and executes autonomously. So if you take a look at a demo here, just look at some demo code. We would add user authentication to a React app. So it shows us our thinking, right? It says we're going to create the auth, update the components, add login, and changes committed, right? So you can see that. How does Copilot do that? Copilot does it a little bit differently. So it says it writes constructs, it creates a function that it suggests how that all works, right? So the next sort of topic would be, how do we think about context? Context is an important question because we tend to run out of memory, tokens, context windows when we're doing things. So what are some differences here? Well, 200K token context window. I'm going to show the context here. So it's looking at my particular, this is just a sample dev environment in Git. Limited context window, again, this is all changing from day to day. So this isn't meant to be definitive just as of today on Sunday. If you're trying to compare a couple of different code assistive tools, this is a pretty interesting way to do it, right? I love Perplexity Pro to do this. I also said, let's compare it against Lovable, Bolt, and Claude Code, as well as the other two tools. How do we work with team collaboration? I mean, these are shareable by default, right? So we can say share with the team, with the front end team, whatever. And then if you get, when we look at agents and sub agents in a moment, you'll see how that looks. Let me show the workflow here. So maybe not as good as workflow, but again, I'm not being critical of either. I'm just trying to say, what can we do today as of sort of Sunday afternoon? How does it deal with terminals, right? Which is pretty important. If you like to spend the time in your terminal, that would be the code for terminal. We'd probably be in the IDE. We'd probably be in whatever visual editor we prefer. There's a bunch of good ones. So how do we deal with sub-agents? I think sub-agents AMP certainly has a benefit here because it can spawn sub-agents, and I got an architecture, a code, a test, and so forth agent. And that's how we want to think about agents, is they go out and do things with our permission. We review the code. We then commit the code. This is more of a manual process with Copilot, right? So you have to go prompted. It's really not quite as simple as how AMP works. And then show me the quality report for the code, because again, lots of code is lots of code, but how do we think about it? And again, in each case, we've talked in other videos about how we think about pre-pending, post-pending, setting up a config file or a set of rules or other things. And then we have some quick suggestions too. Now, they're all going to get better over time, but I'm just trying to kind of do what's the day in the life as of today. So hope that's helpful. Thanks. We'll talk more, folks. Take care.